The Whale God is a 1962 Japanese film. I didn't know anything about this. I literally did not know it existed. But it got a DVD release recently, and I got it from the video shop I rent at. This one is about Saki. He is a young man who generations of his family have been killed by the whale god, a large blue whale that killed his grandfather and his father and his brother. So he's the youngest, and he is next in line to try to kill the beast. And he obviously doesn't want to, but this monstrous creature has killed so many over the years, and his honor's on the line, and they're very into the toxic masculinity. And then the village elder offers his own daughter Toyo to marry whoever can bring him the carcass of the whale god, because their whole little village by the beach is just sort of obsessed with this whale. And obviously this is based off of Moby Dick, so there are parallels. But there's also a stranger named Kishi who shows up. He's a brutish stranger who doesn't care about the rules of the sea. He wants a piece of the whale god too. He won't wait in line because it's supposed to be Kishi, then another guy, a harpooner, and then he can have a shot after. There are rules. You can only go one at a time after the whale god, and there's some intense and really cool visual effects for the giant whale god, mostly practical because it's the 60s, but giant nets and harpoons thrown at it. And but the bulk of the film is melodrama. There's definitely this air of competition that sort of stops people from actually trying to compete, because they'll beat each other up and they'll have all this conflict going on over the whale god, instead of getting on boats and going after and developing actual strategies rather than just going after the whale god. They're always fighting each other and going like, oh, you don't deserve it, I want the woman, I've done this. And so there's a lot of infighting going on with all the villagers and this new guy that shows up. There's a pretty cool fight scene in a sort of tavern. And overall the movie does have developed characters, and that sort of, I don't want to say it wastes the film, but it sort of focuses on that before the big hunt at the end of the film. So there definitely is some stakes at the end, and overall it's a interesting little parable that's equally as powerful as Moby Dick, because it sort of explores the not the greed of man, but the nature of man versus nature versus man, basically a theme of being in balance, because people want to kill the whale god so badly, even though it won't bring them much money. But the honor of marrying the village elder's daughter is a prize, and she shows up and they're all like, I'm going to marry you, I'm going to get you. And it's really weird, and definitely shows the backwards nature of this village. It's very insular. So the whale god is a very intriguing theme and practical effects with the hunting scenes and the characters. So I give it a strong 6.5 out of 10.